Hi, I'm Rick Warren, founding pastor of Saddleback Church in Southern California in the United States of America. I'm also author of The Purpose-Driven Church and The Purpose-Driven Life. And I greet you in the name of the Lord and thank you for this opportunity to talk with you for just a few minutes. In this video, I'd like to explain to you what we call the Global Peace Plan. And the word peace in English, P-E-A-C-E, stands for 5 things that Jesus did in his ministry. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. I want to explain it to you because I want to invite you to be a part of the Global Peace Plan. It's not an organization. It's not a denomination. It's a strategy that you can take and use in and through your local church. You know, one of the most important words of our faith is the word go. In all of its variations, the word go is used about 3,000 times in the Bible. You cannot follow Christ without going. We are commanded in the Great Commission to go to all nations. It's not the great suggestion. God is serious about this. In John chapter 17, verse 18, Jesus said, "In the same way that you, Father, gave me a mission in the world, I give them a mission in the world." Now, regardless of who you are or where you serve, or the size of your ministry, or the nation you live in, God expects you to care about the whole world, not just your church and not just your community. I have put these 5 things at a little strategy here, P-E-A-C-E. Spiritual emptiness is the problem. Promote reconciliation and plant churches is the solution. Self-centered leaders and corruption is the problem. Equip servant leaders is the solution. That's what Jesus did. Extreme poverty is the problem. Assisting the poor is the solution. It's what Jesus did. Pandemic diseases is the problem, but Jesus cared for the sick. Illiteracy in education is a giant problem, but Jesus said, "Let the children come to me. They are the kingdom of God." Educate the next generation. Now, Jesus tells us not only what to say, but he tells us what to do. And he modeled the ministry of peace. Now, let me give you a definition of peace. What is the peace plan? It's ordinary people empowered by God's Spirit doing what Jesus did together in the church wherever they are. Ordinary people empowered by God's Spirit doing what Jesus did together in the church wherever they are. Now, every phrase is important. Ordinary people. The peace plan is not for super saints, super talented, the most gifted. It's for normal, ordinary people. In our church, at Saddleback Church in Southern California, over 25,000 people have gone overseas and served in the peace plan in another country that was not their own. These are normal, ordinary people. They paid their own way. Ordinary people empowered by God's Spirit. Anytime God tells us to do something, he's going to give us the power to do it. And if God tells us to plant churches and to equip leaders and to assist the poor, to care for the sick, to educate the next generation, he's going to give his power and his blessing on the church that does that. Doing what Jesus did, that's part of the peace plan. This is not a Western plan. It's not an American plan. It's not a Rick Warren plan. It's a Jesus plan. It's what Jesus did. I don't give to get a blessing. I give to be a blessing. But when I am a blessing to other people, God blesses me even more. And when you are blessed, when you are blessing other people, God will bless you even more. This is just a basic introduction to what we call the peace plan. There's much more to it, and the fundamental difference between the peace plan and every other thing is this. Listen very closely. It is done 100% by local churches, through local churches, to local churches, for local churches, led by pastors. This is an evangelism strategy different than every other strategy in the world.